Hello, this is Ingrid Auer. I'm from Europe, from Austria, and I'm very happy to have a connection, not only a connection by our heart, but also online with my dear friend Pamela Gerrand from Canada. Hello, Pamela. Would you like to introduce yourself to our audience?
Good morning, Ingrid. Yes. Yes, good morning and greetings from autumn in Canada. Well, how do I define myself? I am a musician, a mystic mama, an environmental advocate, a singer-songwriter, a poet, a sacred sound alchemist. Most recently, I have been saying that I am voicing the divine feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And so I weave words and music, and I come from a background of theater and musical theater as a pianist, musician, actor, singer, dancer. And over the years, my passion of creative expression has evolved to really just me following the path of where I am led to be in greatest service.
Mm-hmm.
Really, the essence of the song that has come through me 10 years ago, a song that I wrote called Love is All.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hold that song to be the essence of my mission, my vision, to be an embodiment of this love through the music, the poetry, the words, my workshops and mentoring and writing.
Mm-hmm. So music was a connection between us because we had one event in California together.
Yes.
We were singing and I spoke about angels, my angel essences, and my mission, which is to be a messenger between the human part of our life and also the spiritual part of our life.
Mm-hmm.
We only met once in our lifetime, in this lifetime, but I feel a very close connection to you. I think this was 3 years ago or 4 years.
I think it will be 3 years in February.
Yeah.
Yes.
And later I realized that you are also working with and for women. So this is also something that is a connection between us.
Yes.
How do you work with women? What's your part? What's your passion working with women?
Well, I first have to speak to our meeting and the connection between the angelic and the earthly. And I was so drawn to your work as well. And even just seeing you here today, I'm so grateful for this digital platform where I'm able to greet you again on this fine day halfway across the world. And I'm just feeling the beauty of your essence. And you have this calm center that I was drawn into the day that we met, that really awakened something in me as well. So I'm really grateful to meet you again this time later. So how do I work with women? Well, I think that what I want to reflect on is something that's very immediate. I just spent 3 days in the woods with a group of women at a retreat called the Gaia Goddess Retreat. So my passion is offering a deep connection, a deep connection to the inner peace and the holy communion with the divine feminine that is within each and every one of us. And in these retreats particularly, I think I offer an environment where women can step away from their daily round, from their roles as mother, wife, daughter, career woman. Because I really feel that as we heal ourselves, so do we heal the world.
Yeah,
and I choose environments that are natural environments, in the forest, by the sea. I find the woods for myself, I find the woods to be an incredibly nurturing environment. And I think right behind me, I have the poster of Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. And I really feel we are here, just as we are here to remythologize the feminine, we are here to remythologize what the forest represents, because it is the forest of our fertile imagination. And we have it pictured as this fearsome, dark, foreboding, scary place that we must not enter.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the forest is a metaphor of our deep, wild, intuitive nature, of our strength, of our holy, sensual, connected nature to our animal instincts, that is the mothering that we are, that deep, deep love. So I offer a space where women can exhale, really come into their body, and we often have many beautiful dance and movement practices, yoga and Nia dance, and I offer sacred sound and meditation. And so really feel like as we are seeding in each one of us, say we had 10 of us this weekend, 10 gorgeous goddess women. Those are 10 sparks of light that as we come together and we amplify our voice and our presence and our love, that is an exponential light that I believe has a beautiful impact on the planet. So that was a microcosm of working with 10 women. But I also work in large forums and festivals, traveling the world. I was just in India in May at an incredible Women Economic Forum with 800 women from 150 countries in the world, where I believe there is just such an impulse for us to heal the wound of the patriarchy.
Absolutely, yes. I totally agree with you. I also work with women in a different way than you. For me, it's very important to heal the injuries from past lives, to heal the injuries from our ancestors, from of course also from this life. And I use, of course, also my spiritual tools like the symbols and the essences. I work with my Lemurian goddesses symbols, and I think it's important that we women start working again with us, for other ones. And I think you will agree with me that we are not working against the male thing, but to bring the balance between male and female, because we have been suppressed for many, many times. This was a part of a higher plan, which we agreed. So we are not victims, of course. As a human being, you would say it's a victim. But from a higher sense or from a higher view, it was part of our spiritual development in this life and past lives. And now we come to a point where we can rebalance the male and the female, the feminine and the masculine. I think this is also what you are doing now. And so we do it in different parts of the world with different groups of women, with different approaches, because one approach is more spiritual, the one is more practical, the one is more rustical maybe, or more grounded, or more with dance and singing and so on. So I like this idea. And what I also like, that women should step out of competition. This is what is a big hurt always for me when I watch the competition between women. Did you make any experience, or what do you think about this?
Oh, absolutely. I have so many things to say from what you brought forth, but on that point about the competition and the envy, I think what you're speaking of is so much that is seated in us as a cultural narrative from the third dimensional egoic stance of feeling separate from. And when we feel separate from, we often feel less than. The ego voice has been inculcated in each one of us. And it is up to us to have that higher perspective, that when we feel that, that twang of comparison, my favorite quote is, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes, yes.
When we are comparing ourselves to another, it is always from that egoic place.
Yeah.
So I think it is our inner work to, when that voice arises and we feel that, it's always by the felt sense. If we feel doubt or if we feel less than, it's always our inner work to take a breath, to offer ourselves the higher perspective. And just from where I see now always is, I'm human, so I have those triggers sometimes, mostly unconsciousness, and in a place of unconsciousness. If I'm tired, if I'm hungry, if the animal body is feeling less than centered, of course I can be triggered as well. But I take a moment to recenter and remember that every person is on their unique path. And I always say, higher self, show me my path, my plan, where I'm to be next. And if something comes up and I'm not invited, I wasn't chosen, or the ego would use those words, I always see there's a reason I wasn't meant to be there that day, or that there is such a beautiful, intricate higher plan that's at play. And I want to speak to the not being a victim. And the balancing of the masculine and the feminine, and that, yes, we have come here on a divine assignment at this time. When the feminine is arising, and I love that you mentioned the Lemurian symbols, and I have such a resonance with you because I too am an angelic ambassador, and have been told that I had very strong ties to Lemurian lifetimes. So I also work one-on-one with people with sound healing to heal what I call the vibrational scar tissue that we've come in our pain body, in our DNA, of these wounds, these ancient wounds that aren't even conscious to us. So I use the buffalo drum and shamanic tools, rattles, crystal bowls. When I do one-on-one sound healing with people, it is like a sonic massage where the instruments and my voice, which brings through channeled energy, is like sonic sandpaper. And I'm able to help people soften and remove those sharp, jagged edges that are literally points in their aura that have come in from other lifetimes. So this is such important work to do. And I say, we feel to reveal what is arising to be healed. So speaking to the men, I am feeling such deep compassion for men right now because they have not been conditioned to feel.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. They have to play another role. They have to take another part in the process of humanity. And so it's important that also men do their next steps. But if we are going into the balance back, it's easier for them also to be rebalanced. Because I had made the experience, if women are very strong and powerful, not in the feminine way, but more in the masculine way, men are irritated how to go on with them, how to treat us, how to treat themselves. So the balance needs both. And I think the more we women go back to our feminine roots, to our feminine essence, the easier it will be that also men will find their spiritual way, or their male essence.
Absolutely. As you say, I think right now men don't know what to do with themselves. Honestly, the centuries of armoring, I mean, the cultural conditioning in men has been to hunt, to kill, to provide, to be that bastion of strength.
Yeah.
And so in the gift, in the Sanskrit word, the siddhi of that would be to be this very beautifully strong, magnificent, broad-shouldered pillar of strength that we go to, you know, whether it's the physical strength or one that really can stand strong within the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And the shadow of that masculine strength is an over cultivated sense of the lust for the drama of war,
Mm-hmm.
or the violence. I mean, it has actually been, you know, it's been conditioned in men to absolutely, you know, want to be on the battlefield, to see it as a badge of honor. All of these ways that bloodthirsty field of war has been something that they, you know, how else can they go to war unless they feel it is their honor and their pride? So you take that away, and we say we want a world of peace. Well, this is actually, well, I've just visited Europe, and every museum and art gallery that I went through, Ingrid, was the Hall of War.
Absolutely.
They're, you know, celebrating, and there were no women in these halls of war, right?
Yeah.
So we have this long, ancient history where the sword and the dagger and the gun is an extension of their virility.
Yeah.
So we take those away. And how do they find the potency of their strength? I feel in a lot of ways, men are going, what do you want us to do? They feel emasculated. They haven't been taught how to feel. So it is a tender process. And I believe that what we're doing for both women, men, and children
Absolutely
is opening a gateway tenderly to what the Sanskrit word is the bodhicitta, the tender, noble heart. Not the bloodthirsty, wielding guns and swords and killing and winning, if we say in the sense of duality, black, white, you know, death, you know, just all of the ways that men have been educated and inspired to be.
But I think we are now on a point in our life, in point of our time, a point on our experience of mankind, that the dark side is coming up again, to realize, but the light and the love is there and is influencing all of us. And you mentioned the spirituality of the children of the New Age, or the new children. This is our future. This is the kind of energy that is coming to us. We are preparing the world for this new energy. We are shifting the energy in this world, you with your work, me with my work. And I think together we are strong, but in a new sense, not strong with our muscles, but strong in love and strong with a new energy. And I think this is the message we would like to give or to send out with our talk to all people in the world, especially in our case, to women, and to encourage them not to fight, to find their own roots, to heal their injuries, and to live in a new consciousness.
Absolutely. Yes. Beautifully said, beautifully said. And it is so true that the shadow is rising in the world. It's everywhere. And also Mother Gaia, she is quaking and shaking and, you know, all around the planet. I was just seeing in Portugal fires this morning. So we are having the tempest-tossed floods, fires. We just had a tornado. We think it was a tornado. And I have a beautiful maple in my backyard that on Sunday, half of it was ripped down and many mature trees gone. I say we are being shaken to be stirred.
Yes. And it's up to us what we are doing with this information, what we are doing with this kind of energy. So thank you so much, Pamela, for your talk, for our reconnection.
Yes.
I would love
I would like to say
you
just
in
one thing
person.
with
Yes.
this energy is that I would say my one sort of statement to leave with is that we are being asked to be the calm within the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And that that loving energy that you were speaking of is the mother that holds the fearful child, because there is a massive amount of light that is coming to the planet. And we are birthing a love that is a formidable force of transformation that we carry within us. So every one of us now is being called to answer this call to love in the depths of this fear and despair and the chaos. And every great period of change is preceded by chaos. So for us to be the calm within the storm, to anchor and activate, amplify and express this deep love, compassion, and kindness. I believe that's the way forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope we will meet each other in person, wherever, whenever. I will be back to California in January next year, and in September, maybe our path will cross. I don't know. We are guided.
Another divine assignment.
Yeah.
I count on it, yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
So thank you again for joining me. Thank you for
My
your
pleasure.
energy and your thoughts and your impulses. And I wish
Thank you for the opportunity to exchange these beautiful thoughts with you and to spend this time today, Ingrid, and for the beautiful work that you're bringing to the world.
Same to you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.